the Google event is happening.
Official,
and
in person.
And it's in person.
And it's on October 6th. Like, I don't want to say that we said it. It's not like we came up with that.
No, but we've been reporting on that.
We've kind of stood by that.
Yeah.
Because Prosser has been pretty good. John Prosser over at Front Page Tech has been good about that stuff. He, about a month ago, said October 6th would be the day of pre-orders, I think, or whatever orders go live for the Pixel 7.
Well, yeah.
And so it was like, well, it should be around that date. And, in the article I did, I was like, well, the one thing is that's a Thursday. They've never held an event on a Thursday, ever. It's always been Tuesday, Wednesday. So I was like, maybe it's like it's on Wednesday and the pre-orders go live tomorrow or something. Yeah. I don't know. But no, they're doing it on Thursday.
If Google's blog post is to be read correctly, it won't even be pre-orders. We should be able to get devices that day. Because they said you'll be able to buy them at the googlestore.com and the physical Google stores the day of the event.
The cool part is that's where they're going to do like the sandbox part. So
yes.
like the hands-on.
It's 2 buildings down from where the event is, which is so awesome.
So it'll be like, hey, we'll go watch the keynote and then walk over there and go to we haven't been to that Google store.
No.
We haven't been to any Google stores, have we?
Nope.
Because
where's the other ones? Chelsea, right?
Yeah, the other one's in Manhattan. So,
can we go to Dinosaur Barbecue over there?
Of course we can.
Yes. Should be able to.
It's over on the other side, but I mean, honestly, Brooklyn's like 10 miles wide. It's not that big of a deal.
Who cares? We'll do it, or we'll find a new spot. What about that?
So we might end up having time's going to be
time is going to be
real constrained.
Yeah, we're going to have a packed schedule, but it's super exciting to be in person again for an event.
Yeah.
It's been a while, obviously, and we're really excited. We're still working out our details, our travel details, but some version of Chrome Unbox will be there, and we'll be reporting live from the scene. So, really excited. Let's run through everything that we expect will get announced.
Yeah. So I mean, the known entity is obviously Pixel 7, Pixel 7 Pro, and then Pixel Watch. Those are the headlining things that everybody's waiting for. I'll write it this afternoon, so we can go and talk about it now. There is Ross. I can't think of his last name.
Perot.
No. He's the guy that's kind of been tracking.
I voted for him. What are you talking
He's transitioned to tech.
Yeah. That's what he's into now.
Great SNL skit, by the way. If you ever want to go back and watch that. I got $6 billion back at home. I'll be fine.
But yeah, I can't think of his last name, but he had prior reported on the screen, like the stuff we knew about the Pixel Notepad. Everybody called it Pixel Fold at the time, saying that the screen was going to be Samsung, and then the foldable glass stuff. Like this dude's like plugged in on display tech.
Yeah,
like that's kind of what he does. He's in that vein, and he's reporting that they're getting ready to start manufacturing the foldable. So probably like an early 2023 release. So maybe we see a tease of it here, even though we've talked about it here. Like, I don't know that that's the best strategy.
I don't know that it is either.
It's niche enough, I think.
But I think it was a hit at their last event. I mean, them teasing the watch and then the tablet stuff. Which we already knew about the Pixel Watch and everybody's anticipating it. But there's been so many rumors around it and everything. The foldable Pixel. I like the idea of them teasing it. If it's not something. I mean, I guess it depends on when they're going to release it. If they're going to release it in January, then no, it's a bad idea. If they're like, hey, summer of 2023,
he said this report different. Said by March.
Yeah, so
yeah,
because I mean,
it's 6 months.
Yeah, like we said,
like
it's 6 months. We're not everyone's like us. We'll get the 7 and then turn around and get the Fold. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Is it going to deter people from buying the 7? Or like for me, I like my Pixel 6, but my wife and I were talking about this the other day. The battery life issues have gotten really bad, like really bad. My phone stays on the charger all day.
Does this update help you at all?
It has. I got the update yesterday. So far, it seems to be better.
I haven't gotten the update yet.
Mine's way better. Mine was draining too after Android 13.
Mine has been getting crushed.
But I'm still at 50%.
I was even because I'd mentioned it to you and you were like, "Hey, check your usage and everything." Usage was normal. Instagram pulling a ton of battery like normal, but I'm on there a lot. So
that's the problem with mine, is that the battery life was horrid, but when I would go check the battery usage, there was no specific thing that was killing the battery.
Yeah, once I closed out of Instagram, there was nothing specific pulling, and it was still just tanking.
Issues with like screen locking up, like when you try to put it in overview mode or whatever, it'll just freeze, and the only way you can get the apps to move is to lock the screen and unlock it. And my wife was making fun of me about it, but about a week ago, actually, when we were in Louisville for my birthday, her started doing it. So you'll swipe up to dismiss an app, and it just freezes.
Huh.
It's
I haven't seen that.
So,
anywho,
and it's not like I hate the phone, but at the same time, I'm ready for the Pixel 7.
Me too.
I would like to see the foldable teased. I would, because this will be their first generation. It's not going to be a big seller anyway, but hopefully they've learned enough from their Samsung partners and everyone else that it will be good enough to be like, hey, Google's first swing at this wasn't a complete miss.
Yeah, so, especially like there's that new one by Xiaomi.
The Mix 3. Is it the 3?
It's got another name too. Mix
Mr. Mobile unboxed it yesterday.
Mr. Who's the Boss has got a whole video on it too, and the thing is so thin, and it closes completely flat, and it's got a bigger screen technically than the Fold, the Samsung Fold. And
is it more of the Notepad orientation, or is it more of the?
It's still, well, the outer screen, because it folds flat. It's only 11, I think, millimeters thick, closed. Modern smartphones are like 9. Yeah, so it's barely thicker than
what's Pixelbook? Is that 11?
I think Pixelbook was 11, maybe 13. But it's something like this with a case on it. That's about how wide it is closed, and the display on the outside is a normal resolution, like a normal aspect ratio and everything. It just looks awesome, and it's just one of those things. Like, this is what happens as we keep going generation after generation with a new type of tech. Samsung's been the first to do it, but I think they're being eclipsed right now. Yeah. Like, some of the software stuff he showed off on it, like, I think Samsung does better, but that's expected. But the software part won't be an issue with the Pixel Notepad. And I think, like, this thing looks huge, like the Xiaomi thing. Like, it looks like when it's closed, like it's a Pixel 6 Pro kind of size, like the 6.7 inch probably. And then imagine opening this thing up. It's huge. Yeah. I think what they're looking at doing with the Notepad is, it sounds better to me. I'd rather have a little bit smaller outside phone to have a more manageable unfolded phone. But whatever. I think that's all conjecture at this point. But like, seeing that and seeing the quality of the hinges and the quality of the materials and how thin it is, and the form factor kind of taking shape in the way that you want it to. Like, he shows like a picture of it, closed up flat, and then the fold that still kind of has that C shape, because there's the gap, so the hinge is different, so it pulls the screen back into itself basically as it closes, so it can close all the way. Like, all of that stuff together, I'm like, that's a huge hurdle in the foldable game. Like, they've made a big step, and so I'm hoping some of those things have been in development. Like, they've been messing with this foldable Pixel for so long. Like,
hopefully they're on like the cutting edge.
Like, I just hope it doesn't come out like 2 generations old, looking. So we'll see. And they may not tease it. They may not say anything about it.
And it needs to do the same thing we've been talking about, just the regular Pixel line. It doesn't need to be the latest, best thing you've ever seen. It just needs to do everything very well for a smartphone of this generation. That's all it needs to do.
So then the other main announcement that we know of is the Pixel Watch.
Yeah.
And I am personally super stoked.
Really excited about it.
Cannot wait.
The only thing I'm bummed about is, like, my son's not going to leave me alone about it, so I feel like I'm going to have to buy him one too.
Sure.
I know we're going to get sent home with stuff. They said we would get our review samples. Hopefully we get a little bit of all this stuff, because we write about all of these things. So hopefully we'll have one at least leaving New York. If
at least test it out.
Heck, if the stuff's available, like,
buy
go for it, buy it.
Buy it. But yeah, he's been talking about the Pixel Watch for 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And how he wants one. And I'm like, oh, dude, you're 8.
I'm hoping T-Mobile does like trade ups. I'm going to trade in my Galaxy Watch.
I don't even know if they do that. That would be interesting. I doubt they'll do that.
Like, if they'll do bill credit type stuff, or they'll do, do such and such, trade in something and get, or whatever. Like, if it's a deal, you get a little bit off.
Do they do watch trade-ins? Andy Cam, look that up.
I don't know if they do trade-ins. They do. I mean, we got our.
They just do deals.
We got our phone, our Galaxy Watches for free on bill credits.
Oh,
so we're paying.
Right. Yeah,
we're paying for it, but we're getting them free. But I don't know if they do trade-ins or not.
Because I honestly,
Samsung does.
This Watch 4 that you and I both have, the voicemail thing, just it's such a turn off on
T-Mobile thing.
I know,
though,
but it's like
that will change.
Oh yeah, that might be an issue on Pixel Watch. That would stink. But like,
if it's a carrier thing,
we just have to buy them outright.
I like the watch.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like the watch, but we talked about it, I think, last week about some of the features on the Samsung I can't leverage because I don't have a Samsung device. I would much rather have a Pixel Watch.
And to get all the good stuff of Fitbit and what Google is calling a reimagined version of Wear OS. So I mean that's been why I've been wanting to write a piece of why I'm skipping the 5. I'm sure the 5's great, but on paper it's not a grand improvement over the 4. Not enough for me to pay. Yeah. $100 more than what I paid for the one I got when the Pixel Watch comes out next month.
Right.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
We talked about all that, and I know we talked about inventory and all that kind of stuff too. I just hope there's plenty of them, and because I feel like there's a lot of pent up demand for it. And I hope it delivers.
I wonder when we first wrote about Pixel Watch.
Spring of 2021.
Or
spring,
March,
about a year and a half. Yeah.
I mean, it's a long time
to be,
and it's not like that was the beginning of people going, "Oh, wow, a Pixel Watch." Never thought about that. There've been years of people talking about how they want Google to make the Pixel Watch, and there was rumors of a Pixel Watch. Remember that LG Sport thing?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
came out like I think that was an early we might do one.
Yeah, I mean, it just made sense because for years Wear OS struggled, or what Android Wear, whatever it used to be called, it was on its last leg, and everyone wanted Google to make a watch to be kind of that herald that they've done for Chromebooks and phones and all that stuff. And I don't know, I feel like the timing's definitely right because Wear OS is finally good. It's not great, but it's good. It's really good.
So
I love the whole glanceable thing. That's how my watch kind of works, and so that's the part that excites me. And then for the handful of things I want a little more extended functionality, it's there kind of under the surface. So I'm looking very forward to that.
The battery life on the Samsung has been really good.
Yeah,
for me.
if my phone's near and I'm connected to my phone. Now, if you go out for the day and you don't take your phone with you, it's going to. But I've spent the good majority of a day without it connected to my phone and still at like 35-40% at the end of the day. It's good. Yeah. It's good.
So. So I hope the Pixel Watch has that.
It needs to be at least a day. I mean, you need a day of charge.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't mean 9 to 5. I mean, you need to go to bed at night and it's still not dead.
Yeah.
So I do see trade-in values for the Galaxy Watch 4.
Sweet.
On Timo?
That or I might just sell mine. It hasn't had much. I go on runs with it every now and then.
Yeah.
But that's about
only issue there is you'll have to pay it off to clear the SIM.
Right.
Mine's got some golf gunk on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've run in mine and played disc golf in mine, so it's pretty.
Yeah.
it need good cleaning off.
Did you put the glass screen protector on it?
No, because I have the bigger one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I got those home and I was like, oh, this isn't gonna fit. I think I brought them back to you. I don't remember. Anywho. Pixel Watch is super exciting. We talked about this last week, but $399 for the model with LTE.
LTE, yep.
So we'll have to see what the other models come in at. We're still not totally sure if there's going to be 2 sizes. I think
that's the rumor. I don't know.
But
I hope so.
I hope so. Very much so.
I think it would make more sense if there's 2.
Yeah, and I mean you can't put out. I think like the most basic size, a 40. What is my large? 44.
44. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't put that on a smaller wrist. It would look.
Yeah, it's too big.
Mine's the Samsung that I have is almost too big for my
and
wrist.
I have the smaller Galaxy Watch 4, and I like it. I really do. I especially like it when we go play golf and we do stuff where I'm doing a lot of steps, whatever, but it feels dainty. It's perfect for my wife, but I'm like, if I would rather have the 44, I got the 40 and was like, it'll do what I need it to do because I only wear it when I'm usually like active doing something, which is like once a month.
Yeah. I need to go run
because of my brain.
I need to go run so I can have more energy, but I don't have enough energy to go run.
I can't run right now anyway.
Yeah. So Pixel 7 and 7 Pro, we were talking about this hazel color that you've kind of been eyeballing.
I'm into it.
Is it just gray or does it have a green? Somebody who isn't color deficient, what color is
I
that darn
see
thing?
no
What's
green
it look like
in
on
that,
your screen, Andrew?
Or pull it up on Google Store.
I still see gray with a bit gold or brass on the visor.
It's not rose gold.
There's no green in it, huh?
I don't see any.
What is hazel?
I thought hazel was a brown green.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
too.
like hazel eyes. It's brown green. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's a dumb name. Well, and they've done that a few times where, like, are all the color names out already? Is everything official on the color names?
Yeah, it's on the store.
Yeah. Dang it. I was going to say, they have changed their names
man, that
before.
looks rose gold to me. No, it looks brass in this picture.
Brass.
That looks rose.
Brass.
If it's rose gold, I'm out.
But I do have another shot that looks slight tint of green.
Okay.
We saw this
in person, too.
But we
That's the
saw
thing.
this with
Yeah.
the 6s, though. Official press materials, the colors weren't exactly what they looked like when they actually released
Yeah.
those.
Yeah,
So.
right.
Renders aren't always accurate.
And was it the 5A that turned out to be super green, and in the photos it didn't look that green? And yeah, sometimes these, these might be actual.
I can't see the green in the 5A at all. Like,
yeah,
I
it's
look at
a
it, I'm like,
strange color.
This is what it was. That guy that got his hands on one and unboxed it, that I think looked really green. Yeah, but
Yeah.
who knows? We'll know when we see them.
And that's the thing. Like some of these look obviously like, actual product photography. Like these are the devices laying out there, but I'm sure they doctor the crap out of them.
And they may not even be the actual
Yeah,
devices.
those
Those could just
might-
be renders.
It could be renders. Yeah. Yeah.
100%, yeah.
We've seen how good the renders can be with some of the stuff that John Prosser shows.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
People can make these things look
Oh, yeah,
exactly
100%.
like that. So how many colors on the
I think it's 3 and
the
3,
phone?
isn't it? I'd have to go look
3
it
and
up,
3.
or Andrew can look at that up. But I'm pretty sure if you go to the Google store, store.google.com, they're on there. But I think it's 3 of each. I'm just trying to remember what the colors are now. So there's the hazel, and then there's the like a smoky white gray kind. I think there's a similar to the one that's on the screen there. And then in the Pro, I want to say it's like a black and a white, and then that
Is
hazel.
there a
basically.
limoncello?
Only in the 7. It's that.
Is it really?
that color
That right
down
there?
there?
Okay.
Yeah. So you got the white. I love the white gray colorway.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's my favorite.
Yeah.
And I think there's something similar to that in the Pro as well. But that hazel is that's striking to me.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it in
What
person.
you got, Andrew?
Yeah, it's 3 colors on each: obsidian, hazel, and snow on the 7 Pro,
Okay.
and obsidian, lemongrass, and snow on the 7.
So it's
Is
lemongrass,
snow,
not
is
limoncello.
snow white and gray on both of them?
It is, but on the Pro, it's got a different type of white.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
The
Change
obsidian is like black and gray, right? Like ebony black
Yeah.
and gray. I think I'm going obsidian
Yeah.
just because it sounds cool.
Yeah. I've been
My
rocking.
Pixel 6 is that black gray combo. It's nice.
I've been rocking the
don't
black
even know
gray
what
on
color.
on that one.
Yeah, mine's black.
It's
I've-
black gray.
I've been buying the same case here for a while. This Spigen, that's a black case, so whatever color the phone is doesn't
I
really
have
matter. So
I have to
I'd love to
admit,
get back to a
yeah,
clear case.
I
though.
have bought Spiegens for years since I switched to OnePlus, but I bought this Google one because they had it at the local Best Buy.
It is. I like.
Google's had some
good looking
pretty
case. Yeah,
shoddy cases in the past.
That's a good one though.
This one's good.
What was that one that was the one where you could get your own image on it? Remember
Oh,
that? And
the
I got it in.
living-
It was literally the
oh,
slipperiest
dude.
phone case.
That was that was back in the Nexus days.
But my fear with this was that it was gonna like some dude get really start to loosen them over time. Man, this thing is
that's a nice
tank.
case.
It's like almost hard case except for the buttons.
except for around the
It's a
buttons.
nice-
And I will admittedly, I have dropped this a couple times.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy how these slim cases can protect your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is mine speaking?
No,
Yep.
you
It's
got.
not, it's speaking.
Oh, it is. I'll be
I
darned.
had the Rinky Fusion.
that was
before.
the other one.
Rinkies are good too.
Basically the same cases.
Yeah.
Yes. This one's starting to get a little discolored at the TPU on the
Yeah.
edges, but
Yeah.
It's the
you
nature
won't
of
be
the
with me
beast.
too much longer.
Maybe
buddy.
maybe Moment will be there and give us some
some more moments.
That
give
was
us
pretty
some
I think they've
cases.
Well, they stopped making the app for Android. I'm assuming they might stop making lens cases for Android
Yeah.
phones too.
I didn't know they stopped making the app. I haven't been super plugged in there.
Yeah, they.
I haven't used
and
Moment
we
lenses
looked-
in a minute.
I think Andrew said
unfortunately.
something to me about it, and I looked. It had been like a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
It's
Just probably
yeah,
didn't have the same adoption that.
It was. They just said it was too much to try to keep up with, and so
Developers
Which
aren't
I mean,
cheap.
is what it is. You build your app for iPhone and you have a closed ecosystem, a set number of processors and
Yep.
things to work on, and they're doing some pretty intense stuff in those apps
Yeah.
too. So
yeah.
So those are the main announcements that we're expecting.
And there's the other maybe possible.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
Pixel
we know
Ultra.
there's other. Yeah, we know there's other stuff. We just don't have. We don't know for
Yeah, we
sure.
don't know.
So
Like the Pixel Ultra is a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have a hard time believing it wouldn't have leaked. by now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff out there. There is something out there, but it could just be a testing device, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's another device clearly out there, but I do not foresee it showing up at this, and I don't foresee them teasing some even better than the Pixel Pro regular Pixel. That the Pixel Fold, I think they can get away with a tease because it's almost just a different group of people that phone goes after. Like, you're going to spend more money on your phone, and you want something that's just a little weird. There's just some stuff you got to deal with a foldable phone that I don't think people that want a standard slab phone those are different markets.
Right.
A Pixel Ultra 7 Ultra would absolutely cannibalize the Pixel 7 Pro.
Absolutely.
Like, it would just eat it up, and so I don't foresee that happening. But that's one of the other rumors that's hanging out.
What else?
So the Google's page does say that they are announcing some new Nest smart home products. So we know that there's a new Nest Wi-Fi coming.
Whoop, whoop.
They'll probably
Wi-Fi
mention
6.
that. Yeah, so Wi-Fi 6.
We will get that. If they don't get that in the bag to bring home, we will buy one.
I do think there might be like either a new doorbell or a new camera. There's going to be some new camera stuff maybe, and it may just literally, hey, by the way, we've got this stuff coming. It'll
updated,
be in store.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And so we got that, and then
any Chromecast?
The Chromecast, which I'm finishing that up as soon as we get done here. There's been rumors since January of an HD Chromecast, which still makes absolutely no sense, and that's what we talked about this morning. And I'm putting in my article. It's coming. They're probably going to announce it there because there's a retailer overseas that already has them. They're not available, but they have them, physically have them, and they had told WinFuture that they did. But it's HD, and that's all we really know about it. It has a newer but less powerful processor than the regular Chromecast, and it's only going to be $20 less than the regular 4K Chromecast. So,
weird.
Don't know.
They do.
It's really weird.
They have hands-on devices.
That's what I went back and read it, which WinFuture's German, so it translated. But the way it reads is they have them, and they are going to be selling them soon. So
I don't get it. I'll be super interested if they put it in the keynote, like how they leverage.
So
like,
and
here, you talk about
yeah, and here's my twist, and this will be out before we do the podcast. Two things. One, the last HD Chromecast they did was not a Google TV. It was just the dongle. So you had the Chromecast and you had the Chromecast Ultra. It makes sense to update it with a remote and the Google TV interface if there's another companion device to go with it. But I don't think the regular 4K Google TV is that device because they're too close in price.
Right.
So to me, it makes sense one of two things. Either one, Google has acknowledged that their software is slow and that there's not enough storage on the Chromecast. They've even told manufacturers you need to put more storage. Because how many times have you all ran out of storage? I do quite a bit. This is going to be a 1080p Chromecast, but it's going to have a crap ton of storage. That would be great.
Yeah.
And it would be worth it. Or they're going to launch this. It's going to be $30, like they're saying. And they're also going to launch a new 4K one that has more RAM, better processor, more storage space, and it's going to be $89 or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's been zero rumors of that device. However, the processor in the current one is not bad. I mean, it works. It gets around just fine. They could plausibly take that device, update the RAM and the storage, not pass it through the FCC until the day before because it's not a new device, it's an update.
Yeah.
No one would know about it if that's what they did because they've done it before.
And would these so the lower end one is just a regular Chromecast without
it is labeled Chromecast HD with Google TV.
Cool.
So it will be a HD streaming stick with a remote. So
yeah.
And again, the only place I see that making sense, like a couple years ago, no big deal, but now, like, most people are moving slowly but surely to 4K. There are some homes, or maybe like for kids' rooms or stuff like that, where you'd be like, oh, cool, like we're still rocking a good old 1080p screen in here, no big deal. But there's all sorts of digital projectors and situations in public spaces where 1080p is still a very normal thing.
Right. And if you need
display,
if you need to outfit a ton of TVs in a school or church or wherever it may be, you can buy the regular Chromecast for $19 right now. So why put out a new cheap Chromecast unless there's something else coming with it, or it has some major advantage that you can't get from the current, because you can still buy the Walmart 4K one for $19, and it's, for all intents and purposes, the same thing as the Chromecast with Google TV.
It's a super weird move. Like I'll be interested to see if they put it in the keynote exactly how they position that.
What's the angle here?
Yeah, I'm curious to know why you think this is a good idea.
Yeah. And it may not even be in it. It may just be part of their keyword blog. You know, hey, there's a new thing. But
I feel like that's the case. And again, I'll be interested then to read it.
I wanted its code name is Boreal, like the Boreal Mountains in California, which Borealis is Steam on Chrome OS. When it first was discovered, I really wanted to make some kind of connection, like, oh, this is going to be a gaming, but why do a gaming stick that's not 4K when you have 4K content coming for a lot of the streaming services? So I think that's completely unrelated, but it would have been really cool.
Yeah.
We'll know more soon. Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching this clip of the Chromecast. If you want to see the full episode, it's linked down in the description, or you can just go check out that YouTube channel, the Chromecast podcast on YouTube. But if you like this content, give us a thumbs up. Go down there and click subscribe and click the notification bell so that you get an alert when we put out the next clip, just like this one. Okay, see you.